Have you ever loved someone from afar, your heart a silent drum only you could hear? That was my story, a quiet melody played out in the hallways of our high school. His name was Ren, and my world tilted every time he was near. I'd watch him from my desk, the way sunlight caught in his dark hair as he stared out the window, or the easy way he laughed with his friends, a sound that felt like warmth spreading through my chest. My admiration was a secret garden, blooming unseen. When he'd walk past my locker, my breath would catch, and I'd bury my face in a book, my pulse thundering a frantic, hopeful rhythm against my ribs. He was a vibrant painting, and I was just the quiet wall he was hung upon, forever looking on. Our shared world began on the school rooftop, an accidental sanctuary from the bustling life below. The first time we were up there together, a thick, awkward silence hung between us, as vast as the cityscape stretching out before us. I thought my heart might burst from the pressure. But slowly, like the first tentative shoots of spring, our conversations started to grow. We talked about the ginger cat that sunbathed on a nearby ledge, the final chapter of a manga we both loved, and the way the clouds looked like scattered islands in a sea of blue. These small, fragile words became the threads that began to weave our two separate worlds together, creating a space that was just for us. Life then became a series of near misses, of almosts that left me breathless and aching. In the quiet hush of the library, our hands brushed as we both reached for the same worn copy of a novel, a spark of electricity lingering for a moment too long before I pulled away. My cheeks flushed. Once, after school, he started to ask if he could walk with me, the words forming on his lips, only for his friends to call out his name, pulling him back into their orbit and leaving me standing alone with a ghost of a shared journey home. Each of these moments was a tiny heartbreak, a reminder of the distance that still lay between what I felt and what was real, a painful yet hopeful dance of proximity. But then we found it, our secret. It was a silly thing, really. We discovered we both obsessively collected vintage keychains from old gachapon machines, a slightly embarrassing hobby we'd never admitted to anyone else. This shared, quirky passion became our private joke, our secret language. He'd show me a rare find he'd scored over the weekend, and I'd show him a picture of one I was hunting for online. It was a small, insignificant detail to the rest of the world, but for us, it was everything. It was the reason I could finally look for him without hiding, the excuse we both needed to seek each other out in the crowded school, a secret bond that was ours and ours alone. The school festival arrived like a dream, painting the night sky with bursts of color. Amidst the laughter and the shimmering lights of the fireworks, we found ourselves on a quiet hill, away from the crowds. It was there, under the blooming chrysanthemums of light, that he spoke of a worry that had been weighing on his heart, his voice softer than I'd ever heard it. I didn't have any grand advice, only my quiet presence and a few simple words of comfort. But it was enough. The air grew thick with unspoken feelings, a fragile and beautiful tension. He turned to me, a small, genuine smile on his face, and said, "I'm glad I'm here with you, Aiko." In that moment, without a single firework between us, my world exploded. After the festival, a new kind of courage bloomed within me, nurtured by that night. I didn't wait for another special occasion, another grand cinematic moment. On a simple, quiet afternoon, I found him on the rooftop, our place. The wind was gentle, and the sun was beginning its slow descent, painting the sky in hues of orange and pink. There were no fireworks, no crowds, just the two of us and the familiar, peaceful silence. It was there, with my voice barely a whisper but my heart shouting, that I finally told him everything. And in the soft glow of the setting sun, he closed the distance between us, giving me an answer with our first, long-awaited kiss. Would you believe that a love so quiet could finally find its voice?